Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tracy with TR's Tarot Talk 1111. This is going to be your weekly love vibe for divine masculine, divine feminine energies, whether it's twin flame union, soulmate, or karmic soulmate. In order for this reading usually to resonate with you, you would want to be in a relationship in separation from your divine counterpart. So set your intentions for who's on your heart and on your mind. And we're going to get into today's reading. I'm also uploading a couple of very poorly made videos from the show this weekend. I apologize, they're not well put together. It was so busy. And I bumped the stop button by accident when I was videotaping. So it's coming up in two parts. If you're interested, please check it out. And once again, I do apologize for the kind of unprofessional recording. I was in a hurry. Crazy busy. It was an awesome show. Awesome show. Okay, also, because I'm moving, I don't know that I'll miss a video because I'm only doing them weekly now. But if I do, please don't unsubscribe. I will be back as soon as humanly possible. I am packing everything up and moving, and I'm going to have to set it up at the new place. And if I don't get it set up, maybe I'll just do your guys' reading at the kitchen table or something. Okay, so if you are new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button if you're happy with the reading or if it resonates with you today. And remember, this is for relationships, for soulmates, karmic soulmates, and twin flames. Okay, let's get going. What is the overall moon energy? Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. Now, I usually read from the book, but I don't know that I want to do that today because I'm kind of getting used to these cards. And this says, show the world the real you. And I feel that that's telling us that we all tend to hide behind masks. We tend to get behind the mask because we're afraid of rejection, or we're afraid of not being viewed well. Well, that's judgment. But anyhow, so I feel like the advice with this moon card, full moon in Aquarius, is for you to show your divine counterpart who you really are. Take off the mask. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. And Spirit's telling me that a lot of the masculines have been kind of hiding. They're not out. It's like they're in hermit mode, is what I'm hearing. So show the world the real you. Quit putting on masks. Find the real you. Okay, let's move on. What's in the masculine's headspace? Ooh, Nine of Cups. In this deck, it's called laziness. I don't really look at it as laziness. I look at it as, in this deck, the Osho Zen deck, you can't just make your wishes and sit back and wait for them to come. You're going to have to manifest. And we've talked about this so many times. But in order to manifest, you have to want something. You have to visualize it, desire it, and then make steps towards it. And this man, and I apologize, this is an old deck. It's the deck I've been reading with for almost, I don't know, 14 years, something, I don't know. A long time. They're getting wore out. But this guy, he made his wish and he sat down on this, I don't know, kind of looks like it might be a lounge chair for sun bathing. Sorry about the train going by. Anyhow, It's like he thinks he can just make the wish and sit back and it's going to come true. And, you know, manifestation doesn't work like that. The law of attraction is as such that you have to desire what you want. You visualize it, you desire it, and then you make steps towards it. So the masculine has made his wishes, but perhaps he's not taking steps toward them right this time. All right, what is the feminine thinking about? Intensity, fast-moving energy. Okay, this is actually the Knight of Wands. Passionate. You know, I get a lot from this card. Mostly I just feel like really passionate, coming toward you, or wishing her masculine would come toward her. And for some of you, Spirit's telling me that you're taking on the Knight of Wands, feminines. You've been taking on the Knight of Wands energy. I'm hearing, get her done. I feel like you guys have really been working hard to get it done. And you're thinking about how to implement a plan to get it done. There's so many messages coming through with this card. So yeah, the feminines are thinking about their next step. Their next step. That's just what I'm hearing. Fast-moving energy, determination, willpower, excitement. It's like she's ready, ready, ready. Let's get her done is what I'm hearing. What's going on in the masculine's home space? The Five of Swords in reverse, which is nice. That means that he is coming to a place of realization in his home that the internal conflict is pretty much ending or over with the karmic. All right, it's also internal conflict. I look at the Five of Swords when it's reversed. It's kind of like it's going inward instead of outward. So in the home, he might have a little internal conflict. But I feel like it's being resolved. If there is still a karmic partner, I feel like it's in the works. It's in the works, okay? And basically, this is the comparison card. And I feel like the masculine is now knowing that there is no comparison between his divine feminine and his karmic partner. They're different as night and day is what I'm hearing. But there's still inner conflict. I feel the inner conflict, guys. There's decisions that need to be made that I feel like the masculine in his home space is still working on. Okay, let's see what's going on in the feminine's home space. Ooh, High Priestess, inner voice. That's a nice card. So in her home space, she's very intuitive. Okay, she's sitting in her power. She could be like me, you know, a reader or metaphysical or just very highly intuitive. It also stands for Pisces or Cancer in my book. And but I really feel like she's just in her power, in that High Priestess energy. I'm hearing some of you guys are 10 steps ahead when it comes to removing yourself from any karmic situations in the home. Okay, so that's great. I mean, we had stagnant energy for a long time. And I know personally for me that this is true, that the home, the karmic home that I'm in, is changing. And it's changing because as a feminine, I've been doing my shadow work. I've been doing my mantras, you know, the have an attitude of gratitude. My new mantra is, and thank you, Sherry Lynn, if you're watching, is I am a powerful, conscious creator, co-creating with the divine my highest and best experience and life here in the 3D. That's my new mantra, and so it is. So for some of you feminines, you may be experiencing the same kind of energy that I'm going through. The home space is changing. Perhaps you're going through a divorce, or you're breaking up with somebody else, or perhaps you're just in your high priestess energy in your home. You could be divinating like I do. Okay, so what is in the heart space of the masculine? This is the Page of Cups in reverse. All right, so automatically what I'm hearing is that, you know, we've been seeing the Page of Cups in the upright, and then it goes in the reverse, and then it goes back in the upright. So I kind of feel like the masculine would like to come forward with an offer or an apology or conversation. The Page of Cups for me also represents, just for me as a reader, I don't know about others, but it represents the sign of Pisces because of the fish in the cup. All right, but the heart space, with it in the reverse, I just don't feel he's ready. There's still things going on in the home space that he needs to work on. And so his heart's kind of a little tender, is what I'm hearing. Because he knows that there are things that need to happen, and I think he knows the feminine's like way ahead in the game. So he's trying to play catch up, and his heart's a little sad because he's not in a position to make that offer yet. And for some of you, he's moving. And I don't know why I got that, but that's what I heard. This is the Osho Zen deck, and this is the picture. And Spirit was telling me that for some of the masculines, they're actually relocating. Okay? But that's also the Page of Cups. That's an apology or an offer of love. A very immature and beginnings, baby steps is what I'm hearing, baby steps. But being in the reverse, it's slow-moving energy, and he's just not able to bring that yet. And he wishes he could because it's in his heart space. Feminine's heart space, look at that. Bada boom. New vision. Yeah. I don't know what that noise was. Did you guys hear that? That was kind of weird. Okay, but anyhow, new vision. I'm going to intuitively read this card because I don't think it really matches with what it's supposed to be. But this is, if you can see, down in the bottom, there's like a silhouette of a person on their knees, and then through sacred geometry, they're coming out of that with new vision, new purpose. So in her heart space, she's wanting renewal. Look at all the beautiful movement. She's got the Knight of Wands and the High Priestess. And this card, I wish I could remember what this card is in the Osho Zen deck. The Osho Zen deck is very different than other decks. Let me look real quick. It might tell me the archetype. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't tell me. See, this is a very different deck, but intuitively, I just see movement. It's like coming out of the darkness into the light. Okay, in her heart space, she is just, I feel like a lot of you are finding your own happiness, your own self-awareness. And I don't think you're really waiting around anymore, which is kind of freaky. Because I've been channeling this divine masculine and feminine for a while now. And the feminines were so codependent in the beginning and so needy. And now it just really honestly feels like she is stepping into her Nine of Pentacles, her pre-Empress energy. Getting her life together, making plans, working on herself. And being very intuitive, knowing what she needs to do to move forward in her life. And I don't feel like anybody, I mean, yes, I do. I can't say that. Some of you feminines have kind of given up on your masculine, and I do feel that energy. However, if it is truly your twin flame, and it's hard, it's really hard for people to know, but I'm going to tell you something. If it's truly a twin flame, you know. You absolutely know. I mean, I did. I was 12 years old, and I knew. I didn't know what a twin was. I didn't know what a soulmate was. But I definitely knew that something profound happened in the moment we met. It was like being hit by lightning. And it is one of the hardest journeys that you'll ever be on. So, you know, look at some YouTube videos on twin flames and make sure that you're really, really, really a twin. Because, trust me, you would rather have your soulmate to spend the rest of your life with sometimes than the twin when it comes to doing the work, because it's very, very hard work. All right, so anyhow, I feel like the feminine is, some of you guys are giving up on your masculine, but I'm here to tell you, if it's truly your twin, you really won't be able to fully release. Yes, you can have a relationship, a soulmate to spend your life with, but you may never actually be able to fully purge your feelings for your twin. Others of you are not giving up. You're just simply saying, because I'm in my high priestess energy and I'm highly intuitive and I might be divinating or watching other readers divinate, I feel like some of you know that you have to do your inner work for your masculine to do his and to come forward. So instead of being codependent and needy and chasing and all that stuff, you're finally working on you. You're finally working on yourself. And because of this, they will too. Okay, so what is the hopes and fears of the masculine? Ten of Swords. He's hoping this is the end of I feel like there's still karmic stuff going on, which is funny because, like, okay. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit's telling me we had 3 waves of twins coming into union. And the first wave has already started dating. Now, this is the second wave. So the energy is not going to be as advanced as the energy that I was channeling before. Okay, so this the second wave of masculines and feminines. The Ten of Swords in the hopes and fears is, he's really hoping that the karmic situation is coming to an end. The first wave, I think they already worked through their karmic relationships. And you know, because I'm doing the general collective, when I say relationships, it doesn't have to be a wife or a girlfriend. It could simply be his work or addictions or things that are karmically attached to him that he needs to heal and release and let go so that he can clean that magnet and be drawn to the feminine. Okay, but this set of masculines are still working on their karmic relationships or situations. So the Ten of Swords represents the end of the pain and hardship. It's a new beginning. Tens are, you know, it's like that last little dregs of energy. It's where, you know, it's been a very painful, long and winding road, but you're at the end of that journey, and I'm seeing the finish line like right there in front of you. Okay, so the masculines have made their wish. They're kind of waiting for it to come true, but I think they're going to be recognizing soon that they have to manifest that. Okay, and there's no comparison between his feminine and his karmic, if there is one. Five of Swords also in the reverse for me as a reader is inner conflict. Inner battle, like you're battling against yourself. All right. And some of the masculines are moving. They're moving out. They're moving away from a karmic situation. The door's been opened. Okay. Also, if you go with the general meaning for this, there could be an apology or an offer that the masculine wants to make that he feels incapable of doing at this time. Okay. So let's see what's going on for the feminine's hopes and fears. There you go. Letting go. It's the Eight of Cups. I told you, I felt that energy. I felt the energy. Not that, I do believe there are some of you out there that have had enough. You're like, I've had enough shit. I don't want my twin. I am moving on to a soulmate, and so it is. But for others of you, your fear is letting go. You're afraid to let go of your masculine. You know, we have to remember that old poem. If you love something, set it free. If it's yours, it'll come back. If it doesn't, it never was. And that's kind of the energy here. You guys are moving into your own self-worth, your own highest and best life. And because you're doing that, you're afraid that if you let go of your masculine, that it'll be forever. But I'm here to tell you, if it's a true twin flame, there is no, I mean, forever is forever. You reincarnate over and over again together until you can manage to do the work and come into union for good. Lots of divine masculines and feminines come into union, but you know, you get that runner-chaser thing. If you haven't done all of your inner shadow work, you know, heart with wings, soul as light as a feather, unburdened, then you will only come into union for a short while. You know, I mean, well, I won't put a time date on it, but it won't be permanent. And you have eternity. All right, so don't be afraid. If the time is not right, if your masculine still has work to do, don't manifest them into your life by being pushy. If you do, sure, they might come along for a little while. But if they haven't done their work, it's not going to be a forever thing. And you might get your feelings hurt again. So if you're letting go, let go with love and light and the understanding that when the timing is right, the union will happen. And it will happen in the right way. Right time, right place, right way. Okay? All right, so what is the largest lesson to be learned for the week? By the way, this is a weekly reading from Monday the 8th to the 14th. I think I said that, but I'm not sure. We have the Courage card. And this is the Strength card. So both of you guys need to have strength and perseverance. Look at this beautiful flower. It's growing on a brick wall or a stone wall. It somehow managed to bury its seed down into the mortar and get enough moisture and sunlight to grow. Not easy, guys. Trust me, if you were to plant that seed on purpose, if it wasn't divinely planted, it would never make it. It would just wither and die. But this one is blessed. See the light around it? This is a divine seed. Okay? This was planted by the Creator and you at the inception, at the very beginning of time. Okay, so have courage, have faith, have strength. Yes, feminines, continue to work on you. Masculines, continue to work on you. Don't be afraid of letting go. It's probably temporary, and it's probably for the best. I mean, you can't come into union unless you do the work. So let the masculines catch up, is what I'm hearing. They need to just catch up. Okay? I was told for whatever reason today not to do the advice for spirit on the bridge, but at the end. So I did draw a masculine oracle card and a feminine that we will go over after we do the bridge. But this next card is the bridge into union. Okay, so we had head, home, heart, hopes, and fears. And now we're asking spirit, what action needs to be taken by the divine masculine to move across the bridge into union with his feminine? Ooh, Queen of Fire. So we've got her in her headspace as the Knight of Fire and the masculine as the Queen of Fire. Okay, stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. Okay, don't get hung up on gender. Gender in the tarot does not matter. It could be masculine, feminine. It could be vice versa. It could be anything. The masculine has the ability to take on feminine energy, as does the feminine to take on masculine, as we see here in her headspace as the Knight of Wands. Okay, so Spirit is basically saying that the masculine needs to trust that fire and drive, this is creative energy. Okay, Wands is all about sexual energy, and but it doesn't always mean the sexual act. Sexual energy, the root chakra energy, is all about creativity, passion, desire, and movement. So I feel that Spirit is telling the masculine that they need to embrace, maybe they need to have a little bit of their feminine energy coming through. Maybe the masculine energy is not what Spirit says is necessary for this movement forward. Perhaps they need to become a little bit less rigid and a little more nurturing. Okay? Let me see what the feminine needs to do. 8 of Earth. Skilled work is rewarded. Learning all there is to know about a topic. Going back to school. This is working hard on learning something new, doing something new, moving forward. And as it relates to the bridge, I strongly feel, and I know this is hard to hear, guys, but I strongly feel that Spirit is saying the feminines need to concentrate on themselves, okay? Because we don't want the feminine having to be codependent on the masculine for anything. Their finances, nothing, okay? That's for karmic soulmates. They depend on one another for everything. Masculine, divine masculine and feminine have to balance their yin and yang within themselves and to fill their own cup and come into union with equal reciprocity, okay? So if the feminines or the masculines, either or, have to work on their business, then work on your business. If you have to work on your home, work on your home. But get the things done is what I'm hearing. The feminine needs to get the things done that she needs to get done to be autonomous and stand on her own. Because when they come into union, it's going to be an equal partnership. Okay? All right, so let's get you your oracle cards. The masculine's oracle card today is, I'll let you read it and then I'll read it. It is called Dolphin Breath. It is a 6 and it's definitely water energy. Okay? Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Doesn't mean that that's what it has to be. You guys know the drill. It just means that the masculine is sitting in the water element, which is all about love and emotions. Okay? So let's see. What does it say? Dolphin is one of Spirit's midwives. Dolphin is present when we are born. She helps us to take our first breath and then pilots us through life in much the same way as she will guide a boat from a port out into the open sea. She reminds us to breathe as we embark on all our creative ventures. The time spent in the womb is sacred. It shapes our view of the world before and after we are born. Realizing what life was like for both you and your mother while she was carrying you will help you explain why you act and react toward life the way you do, the way you feel towards your family, why you hold your breath in times of stress, and why your view of yourself has developed as it has. Your sense of security and confidence, your relationships, and even the type of employment you seek are all influenced by the quality of the time you spent in your mother's womb and the conditions under which you drew your first breath. You agreed to everything as it is, as it was, and as it will be before entering into this life. What you do with this understanding and how you let it affect you is the key to a healthy, happy existence. If the dolphin has swum into your cards today, you're being prompted to review your life by asking questions that may trigger heartfelt reactions to your time in your mother's womb. Ask yourself what life was like for you and your mother during this time. Consider the possibility that there may be things you're trying to bring to fruition that are unconsciously being blocked by your memory of the time in the womb. Are you symbolically holding your breath as you intuitively remember anxiety, the stress of your mother and your birth, for example? To answer this question, sit in the sacred silence, still your inner chatter and self-doubt, and meditatively journey back through your life to your time in the womb. Relive your birth, your first birthday, and every birthday thereafter. They will act as anchors, starting points from which you may proceed to examine your life. Talk to your mother or someone you trust to help you remember. Ask a family member, okay? If your mother is not still alive, ask a family member. Evaluate the details that stand out and see them as a foundation on which to remap your journey, to check your life's blueprint and review the sacred contracts that you signed before entering this world. See this as an opportunity to reclaim your power, to rebirth, and to finally honor the first breath you ever took. All right, what I'm getting from this, and it may not totally match up with the book, but what I'm feeling from this is, you know, the masculine knows he has a contract. He knows he's the emperor. He knows that he's the divine masculine. I don't think they knew before, but I think they've had that realization. And so perhaps for some of the masculines, what they're struggling with is the relationship that they had with their mothers. If the relationship suffered in any way, it might be part of the block that is what he needs to work through. He needs to do the shadow work. He needs to forgive his parents. He needs to forgive I'm hearing some of them were divorced and there were abandonment issues. Others had alcohol problems or drug problems. Of course, this is a collective read, so it's going to be different for everybody. But I feel that this card is telling the masculine that they need to look at the relationship that they had with their mother or father, or who was the nurturer in the family. Okay? Let's see what the feminine got. Divine feminine. By the way, guys, I got like 4 or 5 new decks. And I know my channel's been a little boring lately, but it's going to get so much better. I'm really, honestly, the energy in my new place is going to be awesome. I'm going to have time to do more videos down the road. Right now, it's just busy because I'm moving. I went back to work. I've got expos that I'm doing. Please be patient with me, but know that my tarot cupboard is growing leaps and bounds, and future readings are going to be fantastic. Okay? All right, the feminine card from the Divine Feminine Oracle by Megan Watterson, the Joan of Arc card, the Warrior of the Warrior of Light. I have a steel-like faith in myself. The angels armor me with conviction. We all know who Joan of Arc is, and if you don't, Google her. All right, we're going to look at what it means when we draw this card. During Joan of Arc's heresy trial, her interrogators asked her if she was in a state of grace. She answered, "If I am not, may God put me there, and if I am, may God so keep me." Her unfaltering faith in the truth of her own visions made the impossible possible. As a teenager, she led an army that changed the course of history for France, and because of the trials, we have sworn testimony detailing the courage of her convictions and her own testimony about her visions of the Archangel Michael, who inspired the course of her actions. Act and God will act, she said. The faith she had in her vision, listen to that, ladies. Act and God will act. That's the law of attraction. You can't sit and wait for it. You've got to create it. Okay? Remember the new mantra. I am a powerful, conscious creator. Co-creating with the divine, my highest and best life in this 3D reality. Okay, so it says, act and God will act. The faith she had in her vision allowed her to take on a task that had never been done before by a young woman. Her every action chanted, I am not afraid, I was born to do this. She is associated with the fleur-de-lis, known as the flower of light. It represents the Trinity, the profound truth that the Trinity would not exist without Mary, and her brave response to the angel Gabriel's call. Joan, like Mary, knows she is directly connected to the divine from within her, and she allows that connection to guide her. Joan of Arc's life is a testament to what is possible for us when we believe steadfastly in our own vision. She asks for us to move beyond our fear, to act on our truth, and to do this with the confidence of knowing that our every step is flanked with angels. Okay? I have a steel-like faith in myself. The angels armor me with conviction. All right. Some of these books are very wordy, but they don't really get to the point sometimes. I look at this card as self-empowerment. I mean, Joan of Arc didn't rely on a man to get the job done. All right? She took care of herself. And I believe that the feminine energy has been dumbed down by the patriarch rule. And Joan of Arc stood up to that in defiance of that. She brought the matriarch to the patriarch world. And not because of anything that she was gaining. I mean, she put her life on the line. She fought in the battles. And she was divinely protected by Archangel Michael. Many angels. So feminine, I think what Spirit's trying to tell you is they've got your back. They've got your back. You don't need to be needy anymore. Because the matriarch and patriarch are now going to be coming into union. In this new reality, this new earth, this new energy that we're experiencing and bringing and birthing is all about equality. No more does the males get to run the females, and no more will the females get to run the males. It's going to be an equality, and needs to be for the balance. Okay? So yes, this whole side, the feminines just need to work on them, and I know that's annoying to hear, because I am a feminine, and I know how annoying that sounds. But you really need to be working on you. Because when they're ready, they're going to come forward. And at that time, you can decide whether or not you think they've done their work. But in the meantime, Spirit's saying you need to get on top of yourself, because you have a very important role to play in this new reality. And you're not going to be able to do it from a place of codependence and neediness. You just can't. You're going to have to become partners. You're going to have to co-create together. Okay? So this has been your weekly love vibe from Monday the 8th through the 14th, Sunday the 14th. Before I let you guys go, I want to give you my gratitude and tell you how grateful I am that you're here. And I want to ask you to please hit the like and share button if this resonated with you. Also, there will be links in the bottom. I'm going to have to clean it up because there's some links there that are old and don't need to be there. I'll clean that out, get you guys some new links. I do have the Gift of Life Expo this weekend. It's on Saturday and Sunday at the Cleveland Berea Fairgrounds. In Cleveland, Ohio, it's called Berea, B-E-R-E-A, Fairgrounds. And the link should be linked below. If I can't get the link, I might have already linked it, actually. I'll check. But that's where I'm going to be this weekend. And if you're local and you would like to come see me, please stop out. My very near dear friend, Kelly Bowman, puts this on. And she does an awesome job. The show, it's not quite as big. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that because I haven't been to it in a couple of years. I had conflicted scheduling. However, last I was there, it wasn't quite as large as the one that I just did, but it's still an awesome, larger show. Okay? I love you guys. Have a beautiful week. On Wednesday, I will be posting the weekly Zodiac relationship read. It's a read for any relationship at all. You set your intentions at the beginning, and we go from there. But I will be uploading those on Wednesday. And if you don't hear from me this week, because my intentions were to do like pick a pile and some mediumship and some new stuff in between the 2 days that I upload for the scheduled reads. However, because I am moving, that may not occur this week or next week. It might. I might have time. So, we just don't know until we know, right? But I love you guys, and please, please, please have a beautiful, wonderful week. And I will see you again on Wednesday for the Zodiacs, and then next week for your weekly love vibe. Okay, have a great day.